It's me, Jen Evers with Quality Crafts, and welcome back for another tutorial. Today we're going to do a technique. It's a mini album, but we're going to make it out of a brown paper lunch bag. So when it first starts out, it looks like a brown paper lunch bag, just like this. Pretty boring, right? And then when you're done with it, it ends up looking like this, and you're like, what? Is that really a paper bag? Yep, it's still a paper bag. If you open up this one on the side here, you can still see all of the brown paper bag. Like, you can go crazy and cover up tons and tons of the brown paper bag, but I don't do that. I do most of it, but we'll be getting to all that. Let me move this down to the bottom. I want to say hello to everyone who's here with me live. If you're not here with me live and you're like, I don't want to listen to the blah, 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 you can skip forward and just hit, jump right into the project. So hi, Carol and Scrap Crafters. Oh, Sandy, hello. And Alina, hi. Denise, Carlene. Hey, Carlene, are you new? Hi, Alina. Hearts to you guys. Thanks for coming. I'm just going to take a drink here right off the bat because I can. Cheers. Hi, Jennifer Cruz. Let me just adjust this a little bit. I feel like I'm like off to the side. There we go. What do I want to say about that? Oh yes, this is going to be a fun one. What? Why can't I? Oh, I see. Okay. Don't. Got it. All right. Grammy Pammy's here. D. Lewis. Linda. If I don't say your last name, it's probably because I can't pronounce it. I'm going to be totally honest. Maybe I just can't pronounce your first name either, but I'll give it my best shot. Hi, Dee. So most of these people are coming from the Quality Crafts community over on Facebook. And I invite everyone, especially if you're new, to come on over and join. It's a commitment, drama-free atmosphere. There's no participation police. We're not going to, judge you or kick you out depending on what you join and what you make and whether or not you're posting. We don't care about any of that. What we care about is being passionate about making sure that everything is accessible to beginners all the way through inspiring those of you who are well beyond that by just doing really fun things on the channel, right? So today we are doing a mini album out of a brown paper bag, and I had already said that once. So and another thing that I do want to mention, hi, who else said in this? Linda's here. Hi, Linda. Hi, Jane from Minnesota. And so there's several ways to get my attention on here if you really want a question answered. Number one, you can put it all in caps, and if I don't see it, the people in blue who are the moderators will see it, and they'll let me know. The other thing is to put the little @ symbol and then my name, Jen Evers, and it'll pop it up in orange on my end. I'll see it in bright orange in a little, rectangle, and I'll be like, oh, that, my eyes will be drawn to that. The third way would be to use the super chat, which is the little money symbol underneath where you can type your comment. It's right next to the little smiley face where you can add emoticons if you want. And the super chat is a way for you to do a one-time donation directly to my channel to help me foster being able to reach everybody, all the beginners, and to do this full time and to continue on. So if you're interested in fueling the passion, go ahead and use the super chat. Otherwise, you can always go over and do a monthly pledge system on a tier system over on Patreon. And then that will get you into some more contests and prizes in a private group. And it's like a tier level, but basically what I do is anybody who joins there mostly gets everything that I offer. So while there are tiers that you can join at different pledge levels, if you're a patron no matter what you give. So 99% of the time you get the same thing whether or not you're giving $1 or you're giving at the $15 level. Oh, Little Crafts Creations. Hi, Mildred. You see, there's a name I can't. Oh, Cindy's here. Hi, Cindy. And Denise and Iphigenia. Iphigenia. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm really big on getting your names right. Hi, Annie. If you're getting lagged, try just refreshing, like go out and come back in. We'll be starting this project in 1 minute, so if you're new, I always start at 5 minutes after the hour. So Sundays is 2 to 3 p.m. I start at 2:05. And Thursdays is 6 to 7 p.m. I start at 6:05. And Wednesdays, I am really trying hard to start at 5 p.m. on the dot, because that's just a 10-minute card. So that's not a very long video at all. Hi, Elise. I'm right, Iphigenia? Whoop, whoop. Hi, Monica. All right, so usually I have like all the stuff out here that you guys will need. You need 6x6 paper or any other kind of pattern paper that you have. I used some, you don't have to have magnets, but I use magnets. You could use Velcro. I used a little bit of Velcro too. I didn't pull my Velcro out because that's just not my favorite way of doing it. I'll probably use some other type of magnet. I might have to get up and grab that. My other magnet, not sure what I did with that. But anyway, it's 2:05, so let's get started, right? Hi, Carlene, and who am I missing? Oh, trying to catch up for 33 years of teaching. Wow. I bet they were sad you left. I know we have tons and tons of people in my district that have retired, and it's just been sad. So grab your brown paper bag. This is going to be so easy. It looks really cool. So mine, there's a magnet underneath this flower and a magnet underneath this flower, and you can't see it, but you hear that? It literally magnets shut. And then the bulky part in back here, where you can put other fun stuff, I just put a little half piece, a little half round of Velcro there. You can do whatever you like. However, what I'm just going to show you how to create this base, and then I'll just decorate it up and we can make some decisions together and that kind of thing. And then I did put washi tape on the edge just to give that a little bit more of like a support so that it doesn't get all dinged up, because the edge, I feel, gets the most wear and tear. So here's your bag, and the way I did mine, and there's a lot of different ways of doing it, I just fold mine in half. Straight in half, and then use your bone folder or whatever you have to give it a crease. I bring my, okay, and so this is the setup that I did exactly for this one right here. It would make a fun children's book. What a great idea. Hi, Linda. So you could also put paper over this and leave this as a pocket so things tuck in here. I didn't do that on here. I created my own pocket so things went this way and pulled out the opposite way. And then I add some little things here, and we'll get to that. But the easiest way to do this is to cut your paper down, and I use a 6x6 pad of paper to this length right here. I'm just going to put this back on here. Actually, this might just be the teensy-tiniest bigger than that, but it covers it almost exactly. And this measurement is 5 3/8 by 5, and you need 4 of them. So you put one here, you glue one here, unless you don't want to cover this up. If you want to use this as a pocket right here, then you're just going to want to put your tape on the inside, and then you're going to have to do a measurement for this and a measurement for that. See why I went with the easiest way first? So that's totally easy to do. You can do it, but I'm doing the easiest way first. 5 3/8 by 5, and do 4 panels like this. So you have one panel here, one panel here, one here, and one for the back. And that is the simplest way to do it. So I just went ahead again, like I always do, and pulled out a 6x6 paper pad. And this one just happens to be called Grandmother. No, it's actually called These Days. Here it is. These Days by Kaiser Craft. And I'll give you a kind of an idea what's in here. Oh, there's a little thing. What does it say? It's all about family And it's got borders and stuff in it. So this one actually is kind of a kit, sort of. There it is, grandmother, great-grandmother, grandmother, brother, sister, all that kind of thing. I probably won't be working too much with that, but I'll be using some of the paper that's in here. That is really pretty. So here's the one that I originally did. I'm going to pull that one out. And I really want to use this rose paper. I think that's just beautiful. So let's pull those out. So 5 3/8 by 5. The longer side goes this way. So just beware of that if you're putting a pattern on here. If you want this to be in the corner here, that you want to cut up 5 and cut across 5 3/8. So let's see. Yeah, cut up 5. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to move it into my cutter and make sure that I put that in at the 5 so I get the whole floral part. So there's my 5, right? So it's tall enough. Then I'm going to cut it 5 3/8 this way. I won't get this whole thing, but that's okay. 5 3/8. One, two, three. It's the little line right before the 5 1/2. If that helps. For those of you guys who aren't, nope, I did that wrong, didn't I? No, I did it right. Looked a little short to me. It's almost, this is almost a square, but not quite. You know, it's like just 3/8, just that tiny bit off. So there we go. That's really cool. So what I want to do is, I have to decide whether I want this to be the outside cover or if I want this. I think this. This is really pretty. And then I'll put that on the inside. That is really cool. And then all I did was just use HEG tape to tape it down. Now, if you want this to last forever and ever, amen, or you're worried that your HEG tape isn't going to cut it, then go ahead and use some of your sticky tape like this, your double-sided sticky tape. HEG and sticky tape can be found at the Quality Craft store if you're looking for that. Better late than never. We actually just got started, so you haven't really missed anything. I'm going to try and get this as close to the edge as I possibly can, because you don't want your edges lifting up unless you're making a pocket. Put a couple of strips down the middle there. And just make sure that I get this. Now, I probably won't do, because I like this floral pattern so much, I probably won't do the washi tape down the edge of this one, just because I don't want to hide that. It's really pretty. But that's totally up to you. The other thing is if you make a bunch of these, you can put them together by making a binder on the edge here, and then you'll have to keep in mind that you want to move everything over just a little bit, poke holes in it, and then put these together like this. And because somebody was saying you can make a book. So then this would open, and this would open, and this would open, and it would just keep going. Do you see what I'm saying here? So you could definitely put these together and just keep going and make a thicker and thicker book out of them. I'm just going to do one layer today, because my idea for mine is that I can take this to work and use it. What I used to do was hand out quotes to people that I work with, and I want to get back into doing that. So on the reminder post, you probably saw that this said quotes on here, and this said something about tags. So what I would do is I got this totally stuck in here now. There we go. I would put like some memes and stuff, some uplifting memes and pictures on these, and then I would cut them out like this, and then I would save them in here, so that when I'm at school I can just pull one out and hand it to somebody who's having a rough day. And these, because they're on washi tape, I can peel them off and stick them to somebody's locker or desk and write little notes on them, or write, you know, something on them. That would be really fun for somebody who's having a rough day, or you just maybe just want to write something nice like, hey, I saw you do such and such with so-and-so child, and it was amazing. Wouldn't that be fun? Because you guys know, it's any job. I want to say, you know, it's like in schools, but any job really, you feel like you're so underappreciated, right? So if you're willing to do this, this would be really fun and uplifting in the workplace. That's what I'm hoping to do with mine. And then in the back then, if I wanted to add some more, I'm going to have to glue that down, because this is why I don't like to use Velcro a lot. This part is like ripping up. You can just use some wet glue for that. Let's pull this out and kind of do a little fix job here. Like I said, you can go ahead and go in here and you can put paper down inside this as well. whatever you guys want to do to cover up your thing and make it uniquely your own. I'm just going to glue this down here. Velcro is not my favorite. It's really, really tough though. But anyway, this pocket that I have here, I can put more memes in there and stuff. An extra, maybe if they're larger and they don't quite fit in there, I could put stuff in there and get ready for the day. And that's my idea for that. So I went ahead and cut some more of these so I'd have them on the side. And then I also went ahead and I'm using this punch for my little quotes. That's a Stampin' Up one, so you can find that one on Stampin' Up. I don't know what it's called though. And then I use some of my flowers, but I'm not going to use flowers for this one. I'll probably cover with this with just like a dot that matches. So this one's already cut. We need 2 more. I want to use the same one, this one right here, because this one's really pretty. And the first one was, oh, you know what? We could change the way this goes too. So the first time we did it this way, maybe on the inside, maybe I want to have one that goes this way where it's up in this corner. In that case, we would cut this one at 5 3/8. And then the other one up to 5. So 5 3/8 is the little mark just before the 5 1/2, and then the other one would be just to 5. 5 3/8 by 5. Let's see if I did that right. Yep, except for it's a little bit long. It's a little bit tall. I'm going to cut a tad bit off of there. Maybe the inside is a little bit different. I guess, you know, every brown bag might be different too. So you don't want to double check all of your measurements. I'm just going to look at this again. Yep, I'm on the 5, but I'm going to make it a little bit shorter than the 5. There we go. I wasn't quite on the 5. That's why. Cut that tiny piece off. Now it should fit. There we go. Alright, so we just need 1 more. And this one has a pattern that I don't think it's really going to make much difference. So go ahead and do 5 3/8 by 5 again. Remember, it's that one little tick mark right before the 5 1/2. And then by 5. And by all means, you don't have to do these exact measurements either. If you don't like 5 3/8 by 5, if you want a little bit of that brown running around the edge, like having a border, you could do that. Or maybe you want to do like this one would fit on there, and then maybe you want to do another one that goes over the top that's like white or a different, you know, lighter color. I mean, go crazy, be your own artist, and just make this uniquely your own, because I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. When I'm done here, I will go over to the Facebook group and I will set up an album so that when you do your makes, you can come over and do that. You can come over and do that too. You know what? I'm looking over at the playback, and it looks like I'm lagging huge time. I'm not sure why that is. Let me know if you guys, am I lagging on your end really big time? Because on my end it's really bad. I can't refresh though. There's no way for me to refresh or I'd lose you guys. So this was the one that I wanted for inside here. And I think I might actually, since we've got plenty of time, I'm going to go through and show you how to do the other 2 measurements if you want to keep that pocket. Since you already know the measurement, if you do it this easy way, you know, if you're just starting out, do it the easy way. Do them all 5 3/8 by 5. And by all means, there's a little lip here. You can take a circle punch and punch that, but I'm going to put this on first. And then I'll punch a circle. And that way, if you want to pull stuff out of there or put something sticking out, you can do that. Let me grab a punch. I'll show you what I'm talking about. I think my other punch must be with another project at the moment. So I was looking for a circle. Yep, there it is. So sometimes I'm weeks or days ahead of myself, and so things are around my room where they shouldn't be because I'm preparing. See, and I got glue on there, tape on there. We're gonna chop that off though. So do you see right there where there's that little bump where that half circle is, I'm just going to go ahead and put my circle in there and cut that same part off. There we go. And that way now, if you want to get a tag or something that's going to go in here, this might just be a tad bit too large because it's for the outside. Here's my other tags. If you want to get a tag and cut it so that it fits in there, you could put a little, punch a little hole in here and make this like so it comes out. And you don't even have to Velcro this shut. You can use it just as is. If you don't want it flopping open like this, you can go ahead and put some tape in there and glue it down so it doesn't flop open. Maybe just the top part, like right here. You know, put some adhesive in there. You could adhesive these two down by putting some right here. And that way it won't be flopping open. Totally up to you. I don't know what your idea is or how you're going to use yours, or if you're going to gift it, or if you want to fill that full of photograph, you know, places to put photographs and stuff. That, I'm going to leave that completely up to you. So you guys decide. So let's go ahead and put one of these solid, like burgundy-ish, reddish kind of colors on the outside here, and then we'll attack the inside. I hope you're all ready. You know, usually when we do projects like this, you got your heads are spinning with ideas, and you guys always have lots of good ideas. I would love to hear what any of you guys have for ideas on this. Like I said, if you're using regular colors too, feel free to put washi tape around the edge, like this one, so that it lasts longer. I put paper around the end, on the end, and washi tape on the end, but I don't want to hide these beautiful flowers on this one, so I'm not going to do that on this one. That is so pretty. I just love that. I just love the way that looks. So if you don't want to do all four exactly the same size, maybe you're a little bit more advanced of a crafter. Welcome to you guys, any of you guys who came a little bit late or are just jumping in now. Thanks for coming. We're making a brown paper bag mini album. Cheers! Now, this is set up. Move some of this stuff out of the way here. Just like this one, okay? It doesn't have a lot of stuff on it yet. And then if we open them up, this one has a magnet on here. And I might do the same thing with this one, but I might put it like up in the corner so that I don't impede on this one that I just put here. Okay. And then let's say you want to take advantage of this and make this a pocket, just like I put this pocket here. These are going to be too big. So you'll just have to make sure that you measure how big of a tag you can actually fit in there, right? Let's go ahead and measure this. Now, keep in mind, I don't know what kind of brown paper bags you have. They might not be the exact same measurements as mine. But this is about 3 1/8. 3 1/8. I'm going to write this down because I have a really short memory. 3 1/8 by 5. So technically they should all be 5 because that's where it is. But if you've got a brown bag, sometimes these come and they're made, but they're a little wonky and you have to like adjust it by maybe a 1/16 of an inch. Go ahead and do that. Just trim off a little bit and make sure that it fits on your project. So 3 1/8 by 5. And I'm just going to use this piece that I have here because that was the one that I cut. So technically, if I cut this at the right measurement, it should make 2 pieces, right? So 3 1/8. Let's see if that works out for us. 3 1/8. That means 3 and the very next tiny line right after the 3. So if we cut this at the right measurement, we should be able to fit this one on here and this one right next to it. But see, we might want to just tuck that under slightly. Yeah, it'll totally work. It'll be tucked under just a little bit, and I think that's okay. Just like that. Right? So cut your 5 3/8 by 5, and then just cut it in half, not all, not exactly half, at 3 1/8, then you should have these 2 pieces. So let's glue them down. Now if you get to the end and you're like, oh, I want to make this again, we will have the measurements for you over on the blog. So there'll always be a way for you guys to get the measurements afterwards. I am still using my old tapes here that have these big holes. I just renewed them, just put on a new one. And this is what these little binder holders were made for, is to keep that on there because they pop off. But the ones I sell in my store now are actually, they have smaller holes and they stay on a lot better. But I'm using these up since I have a whole bunch of them. So I'm just toggling this to make sure that I get this on straight. And then we'll glue on the next one. You can use wet glue here. You can use sticky tape. This is a little wonky. I'm going to go ahead and take this off of here. And try to wind this up a little bit tighter. That looks pretty good. Those of you guys who are afraid of these ATG guns, just get used to using them. You know, use them like crazy. Get used to how yours runs. Watch a couple of videos. I've got one on if it's accidentally wound the wrong way, how to fix your tape to get it to run the opposite way so that you don't have to throw it in the garbage. Don't ever throw them in the garbage if you feel like they're wound the wrong way. You can fix that. Because some people are afraid to use this. And they shouldn't, and it really shouldn't be. I mean, it's an awesome tool. But you, like anything, you have to use it and get used to it, right? I've got some sticky here on the edge, so I'm trying to just wipe off. If you get ATG tape on something, you should just be able to run your fingers across it and it'll just come right off. There we go. And then to use this as a tag, you're just going to want to put a little bit of glue on either side. If you're using sticky tape, try to use your like 1/8 of an inch so that you get more of this pocket. I'm just going to, since I don't have the 1/8 inch right now, I only have 1/4 of an inch. I'm just going to use a small bead of wet glue right down the side here. And I just have Aleene's, not Turbo Tacky, but just the regular Aleene's tacky glue. You can get Turbo Tacky too. Turbo Tacky just dries quicker, I think. Okay. So then we've got a pocket there. Pretty cool, right? Okay, so you want to give that a little bit of time to dry. Don't like yank on it right away because otherwise you're going to get something ugly that you don't like. I have a whole bunch of these, you know, the ones that are big and then they get smaller and smaller. So I can make smaller tags that fit in here for later. But for right now, I'm going to leave that. I want to think about, okay, now how do I get my magnets in here? And if I do that, I'm just going to go ahead and take advantage of these extra pieces that I have. And you can make it look like, you know, a flower or something. There's a magnet hidden underneath this and underneath this. You have to decide how you want yours to look. Now, I could put a magnet on each corner, you know, whatever I want it to be. These, oh, I cannot find these on Amazon anymore. I don't know why. I went to my orders because I wanted to link you directly. These are 1/4 of an inch like wide in diameter and 1/16 of an inch thick. I did find some magnets which I linked to you, and they are basic gray magnets, and you only get, I think, 12 of them, but they're only like $5 or $6. And if you're gonna do a bunch of these, that's only rounds out to like $1 or something a project. But here's the thing: if you look for these, and you want to go in through Amazon and look for these and look for a different kind, if you don't want the basic gray kind, I would recommend 1/4 of an inch in diameter and 1/32 of an inch in thickness, which is half the thickness of this. These are so powerful that I mean, I could just let go of that and it just flies to me. They're so hard to even get apart. Look at that. I mean, these are super, super strong. Now, I'm thinking, I don't know how strong the basic grays are, but these are incredibly strong magnets. So, hence why I can put paper in between them, and that's what I do to hide them. Now, if you have a lower power magnet, and I should have dug out my other magnet stuff, darn me, if you have a lower power magnet, you might just have to put a piece of magnet there, and it's going to be seen. But there's nothing wrong with that, you know. I gotta show you what I'm talking about. It's gonna make me nuts if I don't. Okay, what I'm talking about is if you need to go ahead and use a magnet like this. This is a sticky magnet sheet. This is not very powerful. If you put paper over the top of this, it's never going to stick to the other side. It's just not, because it's just not made to be super powerful. I bought this kind. Excuse me. This is an Aleene's brand. I just love Aleen. I mean, it's awesome. You get 4 sheets of this, and I've already used some off of this one. And you can cut this into any shape you want. That's why I bought it. So let's go ahead and try to use some of this. Like I said, it's not very powerful. I used it on a purse, and also when you use it, which is why I'd rather use these powerful ones and hide them. That's just my preference. But if you're going to use this kind of stuff, I'm going to fold it in half so I can see if I can get it cut a little bit more exact. Okay, if you're going to use this stuff, this is flexible, okay? You could put it right here and right here, but it's going to be seen. I would not hide it under paper because I don't think that it would work that way. So if we put a piece there, okay, and we put a piece here, see what I'm saying? Then your book would stick together like that. Technically, I don't know. This isn't the best stuff. I really prefer these. I would look for these and I would make sure that they're super strong, because that, I think, is just going to make you 10 times happier. There is a place and a time for this kind of magnet, though, and that's coming up. It's coming up in another video, so I won't give that away. I really want my 1-inch circle here, so let me grab my other 1-inch punch. That is, if I can locate it. My 1-inch circle seems to have jumped ship. I wasn't really planning on using it, but now that I am, I cannot find it. Let's go ahead and use this one. This one is 1.5. I was really hoping to make a smaller circle, but go ahead. We'll go ahead and use this one. And I'm going to put mine up in the corner here. And then I'm going to put one up in the corner here so they go together. This is always a tricky thing. I've done ones like this before and they've not turned out well. I'm not super great at figuring this kind of stuff out. I really like the plain, straight and forward, where I put my magnet here and covered it with a flower, and then I put my magnet here and covered it with a flower. We're going to use this kind of same technique, okay? So I use this kind of glue for this kind of stuff. Anything that's like a liquid glass or whatever, I just think that it goes really well. Now here's the thing. However you put this on here, okay, and I'm going to show you another little trick how I keep this to stay in place. I put down my magnet. I might want to bring you in a little bit, huh? I put down my magnet first, and I don't know about other people because I haven't really researched this a lot. This is just how I do it. Right? It's going to be underneath that circle. I might have to move that over just a little bit. That'll work. You can decorate this whatever you want. I'm just using this because it matches. And then I take my foam tape. Like I said, I don't know if other people do this or not. But this is going to be hidden underneath that circle. So I'm going to go ahead and put this foam tape on here. And this is going to be another barrier to keep that magnet in place. Because I've had issues with that in the past. So this is my way of fighting against that, losing that little magnet. We don't want it to fall out of there. And then if you cover it up with your embellishment or your circle, as I'm doing right now, because that's the simplest, easiest way to do it, it'll stay in there. And then while you're waiting for the glue to dry, this will keep your magnet in the right spot and not falling off or rolling around. And then I'm going to put a little bit more of that wet glue. Mine is getting really, really tough, and it's so old. It's like 15 years old. There we go. And then this, like I said, the sticky will hold it there while the wet glue is drying. So sticky it down. And now don't make the same mistake I've made in the past. When you do the next one, oh my, it's 5:30 in the morning there. Whew. Okay, when you do the next one, on this side that it's going to stick to, you have to make sure that you know which way this is going to go. So make sure that you stick it on. Whoops. Make sure you stick that one on there so that you know which side you want it to go on. And here's another little trick. Where's my... Put a little bit of black ink on there and then close it. And then see where the black ink like marked that up right there? Yeah, right there. That's where I'm going to put my glue for the next one. I'm going to do that one more time. I want to make darn sure I know that that's the right spot, because otherwise there's going to be an issue. Okay. So that's where I'm going to put my glue. My wet glue. And then make sure you flip this guy over. Keep him on the right side where he's supposed to be. And then block him in with your other stuff. Okay, let's see. Let's pull this guy out. So you just have to keep in mind that you gotta have an embellishment, I guess, that's gonna cover this. Otherwise, you're just gonna have everything like sticking out. You don't want that. This is another thing, like I said, shaker cards are not my forte. Doing magnets and stuff is not my forte either. I'm still learning. We all are, right? I mean, no one person can know everything. I'll share with you what I know, you share with me what you know, and together we'll be better. I just like this idea of putting this down because not only does it hold up the paper, which is another reason why I suggest getting 1/32 of an inch thick of the magnet, because that's even thinner. These magnets are, you know, as thick as my foam tape is, actually, because it's the same. You can see that it's the same thickness here. All right, so I have my sticky around there, and that's going to hold us together until the glue dries. And then I have my wet glue right on top of that magnet, and then I'm just going to go ahead and cover it with my embellishment. And I could have, like I said, I could have went with a really cool flower or something, but let's try it out. Look at that. We haven't taped that yet, but do you see how strong that is? Through all that paper. So these are connecting through. I'm going to tape this down. These are connecting through that paper bag here, another sheet of paper which we put down, and then another sheet of paper. Oh darn it! Another sheet. I gotta freak you guys out. Silly me. That magnet on this side is going through a paper bag, a sheet of cardstock, this whole thing, because remember that there's a big, like, it's going through all of that cardstock. This whole thing, this whole paper bag thing that's underneath here, right? And through this piece of cardstock. And it's still holding so tight that, look at that. I mean, that's why if you use this thin stuff for that, that is not going to be happening. It just isn't. Okay, so let's go ahead and tape these down. Just because that's the way I want mine. I don't want it coming open like, I'm going to put a piece of tape here. Oh, I could put it all the way to the end. I don't think I'll need to do that though. I'm going to put it just on this half from here to here. Kind of eyeballing up how much I need. Oh, somebody mentioned my nails. Oh no. Let me put on. Oh, let me get rid of that. Let me put on the autofocus for just a second, because otherwise you won't be able to see them. And I hand did those with one of these little dotting tools. Not this one, because I think, oh yeah, this one, because see if there's still white on there. That's what I use to do that. Okay, so let's put our tape down. And I'm doing it on this outside edge, because otherwise if I do it on the inside edge, this part is still going to come up. Got a piece of fuzz stuck in there. And keep it down, and then let's see how that goes. See, it's not going to come up. Let's tape the other side too. So how many newbies, I hate to point you guys out, but if you don't mind, how many of you guys are new and come back because you like the fact that I show you different things that you can do that you don't need a lot of tools for, and show you the easiest way possible to get things done. Jennifer, I got those magnets on Amazon, and like I said, I can't find them anymore. It just goes to an error page. So I put a link down of some really good ones from Basic Gray. I highly recommend those. Those are the ones that I'm going to buy next. But if you want to go in through that link, I do affiliate with Amazon. So if you go to my store and use any of my links, either in the description box below or at the store page, I get a small commission from that, and that helps me continue running my channel. So anytime you can use a link of mine to purchase anything, even if it's diapers for your kids or a nose hair clipper for your husband. I'm just kidding. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be crafty. You can go in through any link and buy anything that you need for your family. I would get a commission on that. So I really appreciate all of you guys who use my Amazon links. Saying that, you can go in through any link and search for what you really want. So say you go in through the link for the Basic Gray magnets and you decide, oh, Judy, thank you so much. Do you see that? Thanks for your awesome creativity, Jen. She did a one-time pledge using the super chat below, and it popped up bright blue. I hope you guys should all be able to see that. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Thanks, Judy. That's awesome. So back what I was saying is if you go in through any link, like let's say you're going through the Basic Gray link for those magnets and you go, yeah, I don't really want those magnets, but you look and you kind of, you know, mess around and kind of find something that works for you and you purchase it after you went in through my link, that's still going to count. So I just wanted to make sure that was clear to you guys. You don't have to go in through this specific link to buy this specific thing in order for it to be a benefit to the channel. So thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate it. Only second time live for Deb. Hearts for her. Thanks for joining us. That's awesome. Okay, so we've got that glued down now. So I can still use this right here, but it's not gonna wing open on me now. It's just a pocket instead of this one that I originally did, and I put a little piece of Velcro on there, and I left it so it can open up wide, and I can put all kinds of stuff in there if I want. Okay? This one, we taped it down, and so it's just a pocket, and then I cut out this circle so that whatever we put in here, we can get back out. I'll give you an idea what I'm talking about. So let's say we've got this tag in here, right? We can pull that out. There's a place to get that. Some people like to cut this back part as well. You can cut this back part off too if you want. You could even put paper in there so that this all goes flat. Okay, put glue in here and glue these down and put a piece of paper in there. You could do that too. Let's see what we've got here. We've got a little piece of extra paper here. So like I could put this on the inside. Let's cut that at 5 and I'll give you an idea what I'm talking about. Because it should be about 5 inches long. Maybe just a little bit tad shorter than 5. To make sure it fits. Right? We could put this on the inside. Anytime you make a mini album, there's like a bajillion different ways that you can make these things happen. See, this is just a little bit too long. Go ahead and cut off just a little bit. There's a bajillion different ways that you can make these completely your own idea. And it doesn't have to be exactly what anyone's showing you. So there's no way for me to show you every single way that there ever was. But see, now if I tuck that in there, it doesn't look like there's brown bag there. So I've covered that up. And that holds down those other things too, so it's smoother getting in because you're not going over the bumps of the brown paper bag. And that's so it's just a pocket now. Okay. And then, like I said, we made a pocket here too because we glued down the sides. If you don't like that this is puckering up here, you can tape that down. I'm not going to because I feel like when I put stuff in here, I want it to have a little bit of give. Yeah, YouTube is being heinous today. I don't know. It's just being a buttercup. And then decorating it. It's just, you know, putting your borders and stuff on there. I was going to decorate this all up, but this rose thing is so pretty that I think I might just put something here. Like I might stamp a sentiment or later on, if I don't like the look of this, I could put another little embellishment on top of that. You could put some little holes in the side here and put some ribbons and some dangly stuff. If you're coming in before, and we've already mentioned this, you can make all ones that match, and then you could put some binding elements on the edge here, and you can make a book. Where's my other one? So let's say we were making a third one here. All we did was take our brown paper bag with the open end to the right. And I should probably say too that you could fold this in half, right? If you want to change your book around. And you could have this side to the left and this side to the right. Okay? And then that could be added to your book. And then you'd have all these pages. So there'd be some pages, and then instead of that being the back of the book, there'd be another page there, and then this would be another page. And every page could be different. So like this one's a pocket here, and then you would open up to another page, and then we have like a big open spot here, and then that'd be another page. And then we could have another pocket here if we wanted to. Now, if you want a pocket that goes straight up and down, you just put a piece of paper across the top so that you've got a pocket going straight up and down. And then you could bind them all together. You'd have to find another video that shows you a binding system. There's a lot of ways to do that. You could use a piece of paper like this. There's really fancy binding, but this is a really simple bind. Fold your paper in half, you know, cut it down to that, and then glue this one on this side, right? And then this side on this side. And then you'd have, that would be bound together like that. And then you would put your paper over the top of that so you wouldn't see that binding. So you would bind first, decorate second, so that all of your bindings that were in there that were holding these together, you know, would be hidden. You wouldn't see them. You would just, it would just be one big book. And then you would have something, I would put something on the outside. Like right here, I folded a piece of paper over the edge here, just like this. Like that, and then I put washi on the outside as well, because as you open and close these, that takes a beating. this outside part. And so you want that to be protected too if you're going to put this all together. Yeah, he's sleeping. I gave him some medication because he's been moaning today. I think he's not feeling well. I think he's hurting. So we probably won't see him for this video. It's better for him that he sleeps more. You know, he's getting old. So that's one way to do a real simple binding. And you could put 2 or 3 of these together, or 4 or 5, whatever, make a really thick book. I really like the ones where they put like a hole in here and then they dangle down a bunch of charms and a bunch of like ribbons and stuff. The other thing I could think of is if you got like a bind it all system or whatever and it'll go through this many layers, that would be a fun way to do it. If you've got, oh, what do I have? I have a big bite. What are those big chomping ones that'll go through all these layers? You could put holes in there, and then you could just use little binding clips, the little round ones, and put a couple of them in there. And that way they would just freely turn and you wouldn't have to bind them at all if you didn't want to. And, you know, I like that idea. But there's just a bazillion different ideas. Now, I like this one with the little pieces that I can write what I want on there. It already has washi tape on it, so I can stick it to somebody's desk or door or whatever and put a little note on there. You're awesome. You made my day, or whatever you want to write on there. But since I have them in here with the washi tape, I don't have to look for tape. I might want to put a little holder in here for a pen. So let's say I want to have a pen in here somewhere. Maybe this is a good place to have it. Maybe on the outside, since it's going to be really bulky, right? Totally bulky. You could put something in there like this, where you glue it on either side with a little bump in there, and then you could put a pen. And you have it near you, you know, that kind of thing. There's just so many things to do, like, it's just so exciting. So I would love to put some more of those in there, maybe on this side, since that pocket has room there. This has like a glossy feel to it, but I think that would still be okay. All I did then was take this punch and then some of my 110-pound Nina cardstock. A crocodile, that's what it is, Annie, thanks. I haven't used it in forever. So then all I did was just punch these. But you've got different punches. If you don't have different punches, cut out some rectangles and use your shape scissors. That would be cool. Or you could just make rectangles and then decorate them. So let's say I don't have that fancy punch. Then I could go ahead and just cut this. How wide do I want them? Like maybe 2 inches? 1.5 inches. That looks good. 1.5 inches. Cut that down. And then 1.5 inches by what? I'm just going to use this as a guide. By 2. Okay, so we'll cut them at 2. And then we could just color them. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but I just love the idea of using this for something better than just giving to somebody and that's it, and then maybe they don't like it and it ends up in the trash. I mean, who knows? You never know. Some people are the type of people that keep things forever, and other people are the type of people that just don't keep anything. So we needed some washi tape here. I'm going to dig into my washi tape vault. It's literally a vault. It's like one of those things from Michael's that you can put 80 rolls of washi tape in. People, I did not know I had 80 plus rolls of washi. I'm done buying washi. That's all I got to say. I'm done buying washi. Next time I buy washi, you remind me that I said that. I don't know. Let's use this one. This is pretty cool. It's got some music stuff on it. So you tear off a little piece of washi, right? And then just stick it to, starting from the bottom, going up. Stick it to there. And maybe you want to plan this out ahead of time and be like, I know I'm going to see these 3 people today. So you write whatever it is that you want to write on it. And you have it all ready to go so that when they leave their room or whatever, you can quick stick it on their desk. Or maybe you're just going to hand it to them. I don't know. I just think this is a really fun idea to make your day better. I'm looking for ways to make my day better because I got to go back to my full-time job soon. Not looking forward to it. Okay, so and sticking with kind of like the theme of this, maybe we want to just do like a brown. You could do like some stitching. You know, and that would look cool. I don't even think I have one that matches that exactly. It doesn't have to. Let's pull that out. Let's say maybe on this one I just want to do a little heart. These are alcohol markers, so these are probably gonna bleed all the way behind. See? That's okay. And then we're gonna write something on there. I picked a really fat marker. You might want to use a smaller marker. Yo, awesome. Right? Put that there. That one's ready to go. Then I could peel it off and hand it to somebody. And I still have room here for my pocket to make bigger ones. Like these. But those are just a little bit too big because that won't fit when I want to close it. So I have to make them a little bit smaller. Okay, now we are getting close to the end here. I hope I've given you a ton of ideas. And it's so easy to make this. I mean, literally fold it in half. And 5 3/8 by 5. 5 3/8 the long way. 5 the tall way. And glue them on. And decorate. The end. Awesome, right? So easy. So easy. And then you can just add all kinds of stuff. Now, if you want to know how to put the magnet underneath the flower, or as in this one, up in the corner here underneath there, you want to just rewind and watch again and see how I did that. Add in all of your tags. I've got some more tags here. All you really need is a paper bag and some paper. So I just use a 6x6, right? And that's it. Maybe some binding, a little bit of washi, maybe a little bit of bling. Here's a couple of pearls. I would highly suggest not decking out the outside like too vivaciously, because you don't, if you need to put it somewhere, you don't want all this stuff on top, and then you can't like hide it in your books or bring it with you, or be inconspicuous if you need to be, or maybe you're going to put it on a shelf or something, and you just can't have a lot of stuff hanging off of that. Something to keep in mind, depending on what you're using it for, because we're all going to probably, look at this. Look how strong these are. I mean, seriously, guys. If you can find those, these are my favorite. They are 100 grade super disc magnets, 1/4 inch by 1/16. They don't sell these anymore. They don't sell these anymore. So I've linked you to something else down below if you want to get to them. Make sure that after this video, as I run over to the Facebook group that you're invited to, no drama, no commitment required, no participation police, I will set up an album so that we can see what you guys made with this. I can't wait to see what you guys have, because, this is what comes out of my brain, and everybody is an individual artist in their own right, and you're going to come up with something fabulous. And we all want to see that. So Facebook group, it's called Quality Crafts. And don't forget, we are also doing over on the blog, jensqualitycrafts.com. Nope, jensqualitycrafts.blogspot.com. Join in on our monthly blog challenges, because we're giving away free jiggies and stuff, and it's super fun. This is only the second month that we've ever done it, so it's brand new. We want to welcome everyone over to do that. And then if you feel wholeheartedly like you want to help the passion and the vision of my channel by reaching out to beginners and continuing to show you projects on how to do it on the cheap, how to do it easy, and how to do techniques without, all the fancy and dancy kind of tools and stuff that are out there, then you can join us on Patreon, and you could do a tier pledge. That would be awesome. We'd love to see you there too. And what else do I need to say? Oh, well, let's thank all those people that are over on that patron list. Deborah Miller is our VIP patron, and we've got newbies. Julie, Sharon, Ginger, Stephanie, Heather, Michelle, Jill, Sherry, Cindy, Hadassah, and Patrice. Yay! Thank you guys so much for supporting what I do here and helping me become a full-time YouTuber so that I can be around all the time. That's like the total goal. We will get to that. And then what are people saying about this group, this thing that we're doing here, this community that we're a part of? Well, Diane Gaines says that she was barbecuing last night, so she watched Archived. So the cart turned out so cute. It looks hard, but it's actually easy. Thanks for another great tutorial. Even Archived, it feels like friends sitting around the table crafting together. So thank you, Diane, for that lovely comment. I tried to remember to refresh that, and as I remember to refresh, I will share more and more community quotes with you. And as the patron list begins to grow and changes, I will always give you an update on that. Mentioned the magnet information it cut out before. Okay, the magnet information is that I linked you to basic gray magnets. It's like a package of 12 magnets. Those are the ones that I will go to buy now that I can't get these anymore. These when I went to my orders, they don't show up. So go ahead and check the description box below. Either buy the basic gray or do some digging and go in through my link. That's my affiliate link, and I would get a commission, so I would really appreciate that. And then just look for different kind of magnets. I would highly suggest getting the 1/4 of an inch wide by 1/32 of an inch thin, because they would be half as thin as these. These are 1/4 by 1/16 of an inch. But if you want this kind, if you want them to be as wide as the foam tape, that would be 1/4 of an inch by 1/16 of an inch, and it'll match your foam tape, especially if you're getting foam tape from Quality Crafts, because that's the kind that I'm using here. So I hope that was the information you needed to know, and that it didn't like all jostle up and whatever. Always check the description box below because we'll have all that stuff on there. Yep, new digital stamps in the store. We just released the back to school one, and there's a couple more that are coming up that are fantastic. I'm like super excited about the fantasy one. I'm just going to tell you that. That's coming up. But there are a couple more before then. Thank you guys so much for coming. This was super fun. The next time that we'll be live, so let's see, this is Sunday, will be Wednesday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, and then Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I cannot wait to see you guys next video.